10th. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schreck. We have a jam-packed show right here on ARC Rochester. We're going to be running down what we have brewing for you this Monday morning. Before we dive into this, though, Abigail, 1/3 of the way through the month of February. Hey. I feel like January was the month that never ended.
Yep.
February is flying by.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know.
January is easily the worst month.
Yeah.
February's like okay.
Yeah. March, April.
We've got St. Patrick's Day
May.
in March.
I know, but we don't have summer until.
Yeah.
So that's the next holiday that I'm looking forward to.
This stretch has got to be the most painful.
It does.
Yeah. As I was trudging through my driveway yesterday, I'm like, some people.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because we've got a lot coming up in this 8 o'clock hour. We're going to be breaking down some of the highlights from last night's big game. Of course, we're talking about Super Bowl 59.
Yeah, hey, did you watch it at home? It was a good game, especially if you are not a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. We know the Eagles just absolutely dominated last night.
We were looking at video of them, and I don't know, one of the stories this morning of the Chiefs all just sitting there on the bench, and they looked miserable from the moment they realized this ain't our year.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles were up 24-0 at the half, which is why I felt I really didn't care that much either way. But I felt comfortable going to bed.
I can go to sleep. I can rest easy.
Yeah.
At one point, they were 34 points ahead.
Yeah.
34 points.
Yeah.
Why even finish the game?
You know? I mean, yeah.
Take your ball and go home.
Oh, my goodness.
At that point.
Yeah. We know Jalen Hurts named Super Bowl MVP,
Yep.
rightfully so. Broke his own record, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about that much more coming up in just a little bit. But we know that the Chiefs were really trying to get that three-peat with Super Bowls, and unfortunately, they could not make it happen.
No, unfortunately not. Wah, wah. All right, and then we are going to bring you the latest developments of some of the top headlines that we are following this morning. Stephanie Joseph will be taking us behind the story. We'll be talking local, national, international news for you at home.
Yep, and then coming up, we're going to be taking a look at what the internet is talking about in this morning's Trending Now. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and so we're going to be learning about a special way that you can tell someone that you don't care about them.
What? That you don't care about them? Shouldn't we be... don't you just ignore that person?
You would think.
It takes a special kind of hate to tell you that I don't care about you.
Yeah. That's rough. That's really rough.
Imagine being on the receiving end of that, what's the opposite of a Valentine? Hate mail?
Hate mail, I guess. Okay, we'll get to that, but I
feel like we're experts in hate mail.
we get a lot of it.
We get some of it, yep.
All right, and then also we're sticking with the whole Valentine's Day theme. We're weighing in on some of the top trends, giving you our opinions, because everybody wants them, on whether we should love it or leave it.
Yeah, we're talking chocolates, hotel rooms, teddy bears, balloons, flowers, you name it. We are discussing it. Cards.
Yeah, like Valentines.
Yeah, Hallmark.
Yeah.
And those boxes of chocolates. Do you do the box of chocolates, one of those? Or do you do like a fancy chocolate from somewhere?
Nah.
You do the gas station?
Well, not the gas, CVS,
It's the same chocolate.
What gas stations do you go to? I've never seen them there.
Sunoco?
Oh.
Oh, is that the fancy one?
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I think Valentine's Day is about being with the person you care about. It's like the other stuff is nice. If I get candy, that's like...
Well, and you and your husband did spend time together one Valentine's Day when you ran into each other at the pharmacy buying each other chocolates.
We did.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's true love.
Hey, sometimes you find the right person.
You do. Then we're wrapping up our 8 o'clock hour with this week's Health in a Handbasket. Our registered dietitian and nutritionist is going to be sharing more on how we can utilize peanut butter as a good source of protein. I could sit down in front of the television with a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing
Call it a
to
day.
dip in peanut butter?
Spoon.
A spoon. Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Or anything. I mean, like you can
Yeah.
any kind of food. Pretzels, chocolate, you name
Celery?
it. Sure, why not?
No, like little ants on a log.
Yeah, go for it.
Love it.
Absolutely.
All right, and then we're going to preview the 9 o'clock hour now. Super Bowl Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? So we're going to be talking with some St. John Fisher students who were at the game last night volunteering with the NFL.
This has got to have been like one of the coolest experiences of their short lives so far.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I'm jealous.
You're,
So jealous.
You're an intern with the NFL, and they say, oh, why don't you come to the big game?
If I have to, I suppose.
I guess I'll show up.
Ridiculous.
And then, similar to what we did on Friday, we're going to be reviewing some of the most memorable commercials that ran during last night's game. We're once again going to be sitting down with a representative from the Martin Group with more, talking about these ads. You got your Hellman's ad right there. I feel like that one got a lot of attention, the Hellman's ad.
They released it very early, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't love that they do that.
No, me neither.
Make me want to watch the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had thoughts. I don't know. I just didn't really laugh at any of them this year.
Well, I think a lot of them are so celebrity filled, and they use that as the selling point rather than actual writing or creativity to sell you a product or a service. They think because they put what's her name, Kardashian?
Kris Jenner.
Yeah, they put her in. What was she selling? Refrigerators? I don't know.
I don't know.
There were people standing at a refrigerator. But they think because they put a celebrity there, that's going to make you want to buy it. And listen, they're not wrong because people do, but I feel like they're lackluster commercials.
Yeah. Hey, I hear you.
Our humble opinion.
Just, because you asked for it.
Yep.
And then coming up later, Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp will join us. We're going to talk about how you can find the perfect gift this Valentine's Day while also supporting all the amazing services that they provide in our area.
Yes, this is very cool. They do a ton of great work, as we know, for families within the greater Rochester community and really all of Western New York. And the way they celebrate Valentine's Day is pretty spectacular.
Yes, it is.
It is. So you don't want to miss that.
And then coming up, we are going to continue celebrating Black History Month. Stephanie Joseph is going to be joining us once again to talk more about a local group of Black women who are working to change maternal health and childbirth outcomes locally.
And then finally, to end the morning, we're going to be celebrating the Eagles' win with a local twist. We're going to be joined by the CEO of a printing company, Tiny Fish, to see how the Eagles' win last night marked a major milestone for this company.
Yeah, so buckle up, because we've got a lot to do.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Yeah, 2 whole hours.
Yes.
Before all of the fun stuff. We got to get serious for a second and talk about the forecast on this Monday. Marty Snyder tracking things out for us. And Marty, it's kind of a bummer, I'm not going to lie.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, the cloud cover holds, a couple snow showers here and there. But yeah, nothing really too exciting about the weather today. May see a few breaks of sun here and there, but overall, I think the cloud cover stays a little stubborn today. About 26 for a high. Most areas see just scattered snow shower activity. Maybe just a few towns right up along the Lake Ontario shoreline. It could see a trace to an inch, maybe a 1 to 2 inch range on some of the areas across the very northeastern portion of Wayne County, that is, as you get over towards the Wolcott area, mainly east of Sodas Bay. About 28 tomorrow, 22 on Wednesday, so we pull back, maybe a couple more snow showers then, maybe a little bit of a mixed precipitation scenario into Thursday with temperatures rising back above freezing then, but it's only for one day. I think we slide back into the 20s again for Friday and the upcoming weekend, so briefly above freezing just for one day as we head towards Thursday, but I think that's about the best we could do for those temperatures this week, guys.
Briefly above freezing. And Marty, I appreciate the fact that you didn't push back when Abby said, listen, it's kind of trash.
Whoa, hey, I didn't say trash.
Well, it was pretty close.
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, see, he's still on board.
Putting words in my
He's
mouth.
on board with it, Abigail. Thank you, Marty.
Sure.
Time right now is 8:10. During the month of February, 13 WHAM is celebrating Black History Month by sharing each day contributions and advancements made in our community.
We certainly are. Libraries, medical buildings, and churches are just part of the legacy that Thomas Boyd Jr. left behind. He was the first African-American architect in Rochester, working on projects like Monroe Community Hospital, the Rundell Library, and Harrow East.
Keep up with our Black History highlights on 13wham.com.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. As you heard, it's a rundown that's stacked. Stacked thick paper is what I've tried to here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, how Philly fans are celebrating the Eagles' win last night. Here's a hint, they lit stuff on fire.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel. We're back. Oh, look at that.
It's cool, right?
I like it. Right after this. Is that us now?
No. But that's us now.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are. The Eagles this morning waking up champions, soaring to victory in Super Bowl 59, dominating the Kansas City Chiefs, winning 40-22 in New Orleans.
Yeah, since this is the biggest story of the morning, we thought that we would run through some of the biggest moments from last night because we're a couple of experts.
Of course we are. We know exactly how play-by-play. You want a play-by-play? We'll give you a play-by-play. So first up, Lady Gaga.
I'm sorry.
How we go for play-by-play right to Lady Gaga.
We'll start with the arts because that's what you and I really know a lot about. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right,
Did you
so-
catch this performance?
You know, I tuned into quite a bit of it. I was cooking dinner at the time.
Okay.
So bits and pieces of this, but it was really, really meaningful. Lady Gaga put on that performance honoring the victims of that attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day. And, you know, really a powerful performance right there, and such a meaningful performance as well.
Yeah, a celebrity-filled event there, as you just saw all of them surrounding Tom Brady walking down the street there. And there she is, Lady Gaga, up there with her piano performing for you see police, you see all of the first responders, those agencies, public officials. Really something to witness, especially, you know, we're coming 5 weeks off of that horrible terror attack there, and then they have the Super Bowl in play, and it was a reassuring way to start this event.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. A couple other highlights from the evening took on kind of the classic New Orleans style jazz music, and Louisiana natives Trombone Shorty and John Batiste were there as well, bringing the flair to the field. Trombone Shorty, no stranger to the Rochester area at all.
John Batiste, just phenomenal, though. He is just, so there he is there.
Yeah.
Just so good.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, he really is. Really is. Celebrities in attendance. Let's talk about names here, okay? First time that a sitting president was at the game. You got President Donald Trump there. You also have former First Lady Jill Biden. Taylor Swift was there. Pete Davidson was there. Kevin Costner was there.
Paul Rudd.
Well, oh, no, I was going to ask Kevin, what's he done since Waterworld? Anything? Yellowstone. That's right.
Yes. Thanks,
'Kay.
Jeff. The Mailman. I didn't see that.
Me
I don't know
either.
what that
I
is.
didn't see Yellow. Looking like he's still 20 years old.
There he is.
Right there. Who else was there?
Paul
McCartney.
Yeah, Adam Sandler was there.
Yes,
as well.
he was. And then, of course, I don't know if you guys noticed, but all of the coaches and the players, they all showed up, too.
Yes.
For the
also
game.
Celebrities.
Which was
one
pretty
might say.
impressive.
Yes, so we should probably talk about why people were actually there for the game.
Yes.
We'll get to that now.
I was just thinking to myself, wait, why were they there? Why were they there?
Eagles, honestly, they just took control right from the very start.
Out of the gate.
Yeah, 24-0 at half. And the Eagles quarterback, really, Jalen Hurts, just incredible performance by him. The defense definitely was the star of the show. And he said in the post-game interview, you know, offense wins games, defense wins championships. I think I'm quoting that right. And that was certainly the case here. Just
You see it proven.
Yeah, remarkable number of interceptions there, and really took down Patrick Mahomes, who we know is just, you know.
Well, and
something.
that brings up this next point, which I think makes a lot of Bills fans smile this morning, that ruined the Chiefs' attempt at a three-peat there at the Super Bowl, because they would have had 3 in a row. Listen, they're still a good team. They got 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They just did not.
Yeah.
It's like they forgot the Super Bowl was yesterday.
Yeah. Did I think? Well,
What?
I don't know.
No, say it.
I didn't think the Chiefs were awesome this year. I didn't.
Okay.
I thought that they got really, really lucky with all of the games that they won. Not, you know, I'm not saying that the refs played a role. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that it seemed like they squeaked by a lot.
That's
obviously garbage when the Bills lost. You know, I was devastated just like everybody else. But when I saw how the Eagles came out, I was like,
came out swinging.
no way. No way are they coming back from this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was impressive.
Yeah.
Also impressive, Kendrick Lamar wowing that stadium and audiences at home. Had a red, white, and blue themed set with dancers. There were 2 guest appearances. You had Samuel L. Jackson, who played host as Uncle Sam, and you had SZA, who joined alongside him. Serena Williams also joined in on the fun, as well as DJ Mustard.
Yeah. What, did you watch the halftime show?
Did not.
Oh, okay.
Nope. So I just lied when I said it was great, wasn't it? Because I haven't seen it yet.
You didn't see any clips of it or anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, you don't really.
My algorithms on social media are all off these days.
You don't really love rap music, correct? You're more like a Barbra Streisand show.
Whoa.
When we did your, hold on. I have evidence to back me up on this. And Ashley, you can prove it too. Your Spotify Wrapped, which we went through sitting right here. Did you or did you not have show tunes on your top 5?
Hey, we talked about that Spotify Wrapped off air and how we were keeping things out of that Spotify Wrapped.
1000%.
No, I cheated when I showed it on TV. I didn't show people. Oh, Abigail.
Okay.
We're going to take this back. This is live. We're live.
Yeah. Not just on the air, on the 13 Wham YouTube channel as well.
A lot of popular ads this year, though, as well. Because, and listen, when I used to watch, because if I didn't have to sleep, I would have watched.
Yeah.
But the ads used to be my favorite part. I don't get it anymore. They do these pre-releases with some of these ads. They do these teaser ads so you know who's going to be in the commercial for Dunkin' Donuts or Tim.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
The Hellman's commercial with
Billy Crystal,
Yep.
Meg Ryan,
Yes.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yes. We've seen promos for that for weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. We knew what was coming.
Yeah.
We all knew what it was going to be.
They shot that commercial in 2012. And we've been seeing it since then. And, it's now a Super Bowl commercial because it aired during the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a lot of problems with these big companies.
You're going
And
to
I'm
hear about it.
yeah, you're going to hear about them.
What else?
Yeah, so Dunkin' was big. Mountain Dew was big. Google AI glasses, big.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
This is Google.
Oh, yeah, Google AI.
Yep. I missed a lot of them.
Well, listen.
I was eating dinner.
No one's going to... Google doesn't care that you didn't see it, okay? $8 million, though. 30-second spot this year.
Yeah.
$8 million.
That's a lot of money.
No way.
Okay, so we know the Eagles fans are crazy, right? Like right up there with Bills Mafia. They've been
Especially when you
celebrating.
win.
Yes, they have been celebrating like crazy. And Daniel, how have they been doing that?
They've been lighting fires. Yeah, they stole some bins of hotel linen, towels specifically, off of a truck. And that's what you see spread out everywhere. And then they set those on fire. They tried to climb light poles, some of them successfully, even though they were greased. So the ones they couldn't climb, they just decided to remove.
Yep.
What happened?
They stole a garbage truck.
They did steal a garbage truck?
Actually, is that true? It just says driving.
Look behind you.
Oh,
This is the video of it.
this is it.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
okay. Well,
Wow.
they certainly commandeered that. Why don't you?
I wouldn't choose that.
Yeah,
I'd
pick the little
something
Debbie
cleaner.
truck.
Oh,
You know,
you're not wrong.
right?
That's excellent.
I know.
Actually, that's a great idea.
Okay, so that's the Super Bowl. Can we talk about the real game yesterday?
Yes.
Team Fluff versus Team Scruff in Puppy Bowl 21 yesterday. Team
Yep.
Fluff coming out on top thanks to a fast-acting Paws Allen getting a touchdown in that game. Look
Yeah.
at that.
They're amazing.
Look at that lineup.
They're all winners in my book.
That one just jumps. Didn't walk, just jumped. Loved it. That was a lot of fun. That final score, 68-66. Paws Allen, the Labrador Retriever, mix from Buffalo, scored the game's final touchdown. The Underdog Award went to Mercury, while Foxtrot won the Most Valuable Puppy Award.
Love it. Love to see it.
Good stuff.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going behind the story this Monday morning.
We're back right after this.
826, welcome back. We're going behind the story this morning, bringing you the latest on some of the top headlines that we're following today.
We certainly are. We're going to turn to some political news this morning as China's new tariffs on certain U.S. goods, including coal, natural gas, all set to take effect today.
It comes as President Trump is expected to announce 25% tariffs against some Canadian and Mexican goods. Stephanie Joseph has been following the story for us all morning long. Steph, what's the latest?
Yeah, guys, so there was a new round of tariffs specifically on steel and aluminum that Trump is expected to announce today. And we know that this comes after a pause on Canada, and China has, of course, launched their own retaliatory tariffs on some of those U.S. products.
So who does this apply to, Steph? What industries are we going to are going to be feeling this?
Now, we are still waiting to hear that announcement, but it does seem that for steel and aluminum that it's all encompassing. There's also some reciprocal tariffs that are expected between Tuesday and Wednesday. We have sound from that. Let's see if we can play that right here.
I'll be announcing probably Tuesday or Wednesday at a news conference reciprocal tariffs, and very simply, it's if they charge us, we charge them. That's all.
When does it go into effect, sir?
Almost immediately, but I'll be announcing the details of it, highly detailed, and it'll be great for everybody, including the other countries. But if they are charging us 130% and we're charging them nothing, it's not going to stay that way.
And I just want to add there the uncertainty from even that message. But even last week, we saw that it sort of sent things into a tailspin in the stock market when we weren't exactly sure if there would be that pause on tariffs for Canada and Mexico. So, of course, this is also adding some fears and concerns about what may be happening here.
And Steph, curious if you could give us a kind of an update on which countries would feel the major impact of this and how they've responded.
Yeah, so we do know that China has issued those retaliatory tariffs after that announcement last week about the 10% on imports. Another thing to point out is also some people that import steel. Who would those countries be? I think Canada is one of those major suppliers as well. So something else to consider as Canada deals with these 25% tariffs that may be coming ahead. It's not exactly clear, though, how much the reciprocal tariffs would even be on top of these aluminum and steel.
Be interesting to see how Wall Street reacts, because we know last week when those other tariffs were announced and then put tailspin on Wall Street, all of that, the majority of that happening during overnight trading. Yep. Last night, pretty quiet. So I'm wondering if, Wall Street is starting to realize, okay, for the next 4 years, we can't be so reactionary. We need to pump the brakes and wait until something actually happens rather than react to words.
And I think it's something that's kind of difficult to do. You always want to start to gauge how things are, especially in the business world. So a lot of people trying to protect their interests sort of act ahead of time, but it does remain to be seen what the impact would be, of course. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. 13 WHAM News at midday. We'll have that report.
All right.
Steph, thanks. We appreciate it.
Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
8:32, good Monday morning. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We'll turn now to some of the stories that have everyone talking this Monday morning. A look at what is trending now.
All right, we're going to start with a story overseas. Parents in Australia are expressing concern over a teacher who's acting a bit catty.
Okay, so according to the parents, a teacher who works at a high school in Brisbane has been referring to themselves as...
In photos and videos taken by students, the teacher can be seen wearing cat ears and with a lanyard with the word purr on it. Students
say that they've also been asked to refer to the teacher as Miss Purr. When students do not refer to her as Miss Purr, she allegedly screeches and hisses like a cat.
The teacher has also been seen licking the back of her hands and asking other students to purr with her.
Parents are looking for some answers from the school district. Right now, no word on any conclusions.
This, I can conclude that this is strange.
Yes,
It's definitely a strange story. So fitting. No thanks.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Pass.
This is weird. Have you ever wanted to get back at an ex in a modest way? Well, now you can.
This, though, I know people who will do this.
Okay.
A zoo in Fort Worth, Texas is holding a special campaign called Do Something Good. In honor of Valentine's Day, the zoo is helping lovers honor their exes who did them dirty by dedicating a pound of dung in their name.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All you have to do is make a donation of $10 to the zoo.
This video, though, it's all butts.
It feels inappropriate. The zoo then works to collect 1 pound of excrement and name it as the honoree of your choice. Can you imagine that job?
No, I can't. But I mean, listen, it's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got
to do it. The zoo will then turn it into compost, so it's, you know, good for the environment. Each donation comes with a special certificate. And if that's not enough, San Antonio Zoo is allowing donors to name a critter that will then be fed to a zoo animal. This is the one I remember. I feel like we ran this as a story. You can't look at it. It's disgusting.
Sorry.
It's disgusting.
Did you see the lower third that just popped up?
No. What did the lower third say? I gotta see it now.
It was not for this story, which...
Oh, so it was bad?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the fundraiser is called Cry Me a Cockroach, and you can name a cockroach, a rodent, or a vegetable that'll be fed to one of the residents after somebody of your choosing.
Yeah. Donations range from $5 to $25. All donors will receive a Valentine's Day card and a video of the interaction. And by interaction, they mean an iguana eating the bug that you named after your ex.
Yeah. Would you do it?
Here's the thing. I'm not that petty.
Yeah.
If the zoo needs $25, I'll sell. Because here's my thought. If you're doing that, you got some healing that you still need to take care of inside. Why are we still stuck on this?
Yeah.
Why are we stuck in that chapter of our life? You know, let's turn the page here, people.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's think ahead.
Yeah. I agree. Don't talk to me ever again.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Exactly. I blocked you.
Yes.
I'm good.
I did block you.
I'm good.
So goodbye.
All right. Now for the final story of the morning. All aboard the nude cruise.
That's what came up.
Oh,
when we were
good
talking
Lord.
About bugs. Hey, I'm just thinking.
How do
Director Chris is on a cruise right now.
How do they get that group shot? Yes, Director Chris is on a cruise right now. Although he's, I can't. So 2,300 passengers are now on board an 11-day nude cruise.
I can't even look. Setting sail from Miami, it's a Norwegian cruise line partnered up with Bare Necessities for a flesh-flashing voyage.
Gross.
The boat was renamed the Big Nude Boat for the event.
Yeah. So naked passengers are currently cruising through the Caribbean. Prices for the nude cruise start at $2,000. Some going all out, paying upwards of $33,000.
There are strict rules, though.
Uh-huh.
They must wear clothing when they're inside in the dining rooms.
Okay.
They gotta place a towel down before sitting anywhere.
Thank you.
Yep. And no inappropriate touching is allowed.
Okay. This is the 75th nude cruise run by Bare Necessities, believe it or not. Listen, if you're out on this thing, think of how light you can pack.
No tan lines.
No tan lines. Nope.
Nope. One former guest says in the crowd there were about 20% attractive people, 20% average, and 60%
Can you imagine? Can you rub the sunscreen on my back?
No!
Can you imagine?
You did not get up and do that. movement.
Well,
You could've just said it.
that's what the interaction
Oh,
would be
no.
like. And think of the sunburns and all of the places. Yeah, what does it say? Bare necessities. Yeah, it's just.
It looks like he's already got sunburn on his chest. Not that I'm looking that close, but he's starting to peel. Right there. He is.
Think of all the other places you'd be peeling. I'm just saying. Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come this morning. When we're back, are you deciding?
We are deciding.
We are deciding. Love it or leave it.
Don't forget, take us wherever you are. Stream us live over on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're getting ready for Valentine's Day, and if you are still planning your itinerary, you're running out of time, but we are here to help you.
Yes,
apparently.
we are. This morning, we're going to be going through some of the popular Valentine's Day trends and telling you if you should love it or leave it.
Because we're the experts.
Yes,
clearly.
we are.
Yeah.
We'll start things. Oh, I've got the list here. That's where it is. Start things out with a 100 rose bouquet. That's not 100 roses.
Yeah.
That's a bouquet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so if your significant other really likes roses,
Yeah.
I would say go for it. However, keep in mind, they're going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you've already killed them.
Yeah.
And they're not going to last, but they do smell pretty and they
do.
look nice.
You know what? In my mind,
They're so expensive.
what is a better gift? A rose bush.
Ooh, I like that. Very true. Why not do that?
Yeah.
A rose bush.
There
I
you
like
go.
that one.
Support your local nursery.
Yeah.
You probably won't be able to get it now, but
You might be
you
able
might
to.
be able to if you can keep it alive.
Yeah, Garden
Until
Factory.
then.
You guys got any rose bushes?
I hear they watch the show.
I
Big fans.
know they are big fans of Arc Rochester. But yeah, you could go to a place like that and probably get some. I also like the idea though of if you're looking for a floral or a plant, just do an actual plant.
Yeah.
Instead of the flowers.
Yeah.
Something that is going to keep on blooming year round.
Yeah.
Something you grow inside the
I
house.
completely agree.
I'm on board for that. So I guess we kind of give it the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Sure.
Keep it.
I don't think you need 100 of them.
No,
But that's
'cause,
just me.
again, the cost.
A lot of money.
They're expensive.
Yup.
All right, what do we have next?
A big box of chocolates.
Who's going to say no to this? Listen, I wouldn't say no to a big box of chocolates any time of year.
I know. See, the problem in our household is we're both getting over the flu. So, well, we're over the flu at this point. But we're both like just burnt out. I think this might be it. Like, that might be the limit for us this year.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah,
it.
no.
I honestly don't. I think I remember growing up, it used to be fun when I could eat like the regular ones to look at the map on the back, your key,
Yeah.
and figure out which one is which. And then when you would read the key wrong and you did the mirror, the
Yup.
reverse image, you'd have a half a bite taken out of the coconut one because that was
Oh,
disgusting.
that's my favorite.
Ugh, just
no.
gross,
Love
gross.
those.
Or
Give me
ones with
those.
like jelly no,
I like those
no,
too.
does not. You can have all of it. I got a box of half-eaten ones at my desk.
Seriously? I like all of them. I never had a problem with any of them.
Whatever those things in the bottom are, like with the little graham crackery thing, delightful. Sponge
Yeah.
candy. I miss sponge candy. All right, so big box of chocolates. Good, keep
Yeah.
them. We like it.
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Yep. Candlelit dinner. Why not?
Yeah.
Do your thing.
That's nice. That's fancy. That's romantic.
Yeah.
If you like to cook or your significant other likes a certain food that you make,
Yeah.
go for it. I'm all about it. Make it look fancy though. If you're putting candles on the table, don't just put candles on the table and say, "Oh, it's a candlelit dinner," because that's cheating. You need to make it look like a candlelit dinner. You need. I'm talking cloth napkins.
Whoa.
Come on. Go big or go home, boys. That's how you play the game.
Wow.
Am I right?
Right.
I'm right.
Okay.
All right. Next up.
We've got love poems or cheesy cards. Roses are red, violets are blue. Your name is Dan. And I love you.
Oh.
It's about as
I think
poetic as I get.
I think the poem, if you're writing it, again, if that's something that your significant other likes, who are we to say no?
Yeah.
The cheesy cards, though, my issue with those is you're spending $5.99 for a card that, they printed 700,000 of them. Nothing original about that.
Yeah.
Come up with your own thoughts.
Yeah, there you go. Make
How about
it.
the big stuffed animals? No?
Like, some people really like them. I think they're adorable, but
What is it? What is this website? This is that. Who's that teddy bear people?
Vermont teddy bear?
Yes.
Build-A-Bear?
Vermont teddy bear. Ridiculously priced.
I
Like
don't know if that's in
$360 for something like that.
Yeah.
We were looking at them the other day.
Yep. Yeah. It's a lot.
it-
Yeah, like that.
What are you going to do with that? That's my question.
Yeah.
And if that's something that you're like, "Oh, I need this in my life," we're not the right fit. I can tell you right
it's
now.
funny. If it's like, okay, I'm thinking like young people, like high school. If my high school boyfriend got that for me, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so sweet. But as like a grown adult old person.
Like her and like the guy before her?
I'd be like.
Inappropriate.
Yeah. Whoa, inappropriate.
Not inappropriate, just no.
Okay.
Proposals. What are we talking about, proposals?
Like proposing on Valentine's Day.
Oh. I don't care.
You know, the only issue I have with proposals on certain days is when it overshadows something else.
Okay.
So like when somebody gets proposed to at their
At the reception?
Yes, reception, or at their graduation, or at a marathon that they just finished. For some people it's fine, but sometimes
Or
I'm
at
like,
a Super Bowl they just lost.
sometimes I'm like, you just got to enjoy this moment. You know.
I like that. I agree with that. But Valentine's Day, I don't think, is one of those moments. It's the mushy gushy kind of day. So go for it if it makes you happy.
If you went out, you did the 100 roses, you did the candlelit dinner, you got the chocolates, and you got the ring, do your thing.
What about these other ones, Ashley? I wanted to talk about them.
I don't have time.
She doesn't have time. So Valentine's Day, I say that's a go.
Yeah.
Handmade gifts, I like that. That's
Absolutely.
nice. Anti-Valentine's Day parties, sure. If it floats your boat and you're not the only one there, go for it. Matching outfits, never.
Whoa.
Nope.
What about, like, little kids?
Not unless they're
Okay.
children and they're twins. And double dates. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Go for it. Have fun.
It's about
your life.
spending time with the people
Live.
you love and care about.
Life is a banquet.
Yep.
A lot of people are starving.
Yeah. Time right now is 8:50. When we come back, this morning's Health in a Handbasket.
We're talking peanut butter, people. We're back after this. Peanut butter and chocolate. Ho, 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 ho. $8:51, welcome back. For this week's Health in a Handbasket, we're talking all about a protein-packed snack that you probably already have in your pantry.
Yeah, that's right. It's peanut butter. And to talk about it this morning is registered dietitian nutritionist Elizabeth Gunner. Elizabeth, we're both big fans.
Amazing. Yeah, I am too. I love a little bit of a sweet treat in the morning, especially. And today we're talking about peanut butter that's actually mixed with protein powder. So you can do this at home, or you can get this brand. That's actually one of my friend's brands. So it's a full disclaimer over here. But she sent me some samples. So I have peanut butter with like cacao in it, which happens to be my favorite one.
Peanut butter with what?
Cacao. It's just
Oh,
cocoa.
okay.
Yeah. It's from like the cocoa plant. And then almond butter, which also has some protein powder. And then I have the same almond butter with cacao in it. So this one kind of tastes like a peanut butter cup, which I really like. But those who struggle to get protein, peanut butter does have protein in it naturally. Nuts and seeds obviously have protein. But if you mix it with a protein powder, which this one has whey protein in it, so some people's stomach can't handle that, so just beware. Then it will increase the protein content of that peanut butter. So you're getting a little bit more protein when you're eating it. So,
Elizabeth, can you talk about some of the foods that would go well with it that people maybe don't consider, right? Like we know the typical like toast, waffle,
Yup.
Apple slices.
Spoon.
But, yeah, spoon. What are some other ones that people could try out?
yeah. I like it in my oatmeal personally. I don't know if that one's unique or not, but I think that's a great way to kind of, get some more protein in a more carbohydrate heavy meal. I love, cutting up strawberries or whatever and dipping it in it as like a snack. Let me think. Rice cakes are great. So putting some cinnamon and this on like a rice cake or like you're saying toast. I feel like that's a really good way to have it.
How do we feel about peanut butter and cheese?
Whoa.
Have you ever had it?
I have not.
I have not had it. The one thing that I will say is a weird combo that I've had is peanut butter and tomato on toast or on a sandwich. I'm Croatian, and so my Croatian family, when they came here to the U.S., just kind of like scrapped together stuff, and that happened to be one of the things that they scrapped together. And so I grew up eating that, but it's a unique, weird combo.
I'd try it. That sounds pretty good.
You only live once. Talk to us quickly, because we're running low on time, but the overall health benefit of getting your daily dose of protein.
Yeah. So protein is the building block for a lot of things in our body. So protein is made up of these things called amino acids. So those are kind of like the building blocks of the protein molecule. So if you're trying to build muscle, or if you need better brain function, or if you, just want to function regularly from day to day, you're going to need protein in your diet. So it's really important for a lot of things. But you just need it for your overall well-being, really.
Good stuff. Elizabeth, thanks for your time today. We appreciate it. Hit them with the socials if they want to check out more information.
Yeah, I think the best way to reach me is just LinkedIn. So just look up Elizabeth Gunner and you can add me on there and message me. I'm always open to answer them.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Elizabeth. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Okay, bye.
Don't go anywhere. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester. We're continuing now into the 9 o'clock hour.
When we come back, it's your Monday morning news break. We're back after this.
Monday morning, I'm Stephanie Joseph. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC. They tell us 48-year-old Robert Prescott was shot and killed in a parking lot on Thurston Road just after a friend of his got into a fight inside a bar there. Now, they say the fight was with 50-year-old Malcolm Bryant of Rochester, and that after the fight, Bryant approached Prescott and his friend, firing at least 2 gunshots. He's charged with the murder of Robert Prescott and the attempted murder of his unnamed friend. Bryant is expected to answer to those charges later this morning. And no injuries were reported after a fire at a vacant boarded-up house on the city's north side. The blaze breaking out around 2 this morning on Bauman Street near Dayton. It took crews 40 minutes to get the fire under control. No one was inside at the time, despite an initial report. A cause is under investigation. Also overnight, Rockies was stabbed in the upper body on Cottage Street around 2 this morning. He's expected to survive. Anyone with information, though, should call 911. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit our website, 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
On this Monday morning, it is February 10th. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We still have a whole more hour. So we're going to dive right back into one of the big stories we have been talking about. Of course, it's the Super Bowl, people.
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. Some St. John Fisher University students got to go to the Super Bowl because they're from the school's sports management club. And last night, they served as volunteers for the NFL.
Can you imagine that gig?
No.
Incredible. This morning, they're heading back home after the big night. We welcome Club Secretary Morgan Collazo this morning, live from the New Orleans airport. Morgan, thank you so much for waking up. Well, I mean, you had to be up to catch your flight, but thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let me ask, how did this come to be? Were you like interning with the NFL? How do you wind up volunteering at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so we were able to volunteer through connections with our professor, Paul Hemingway. And we did a little bit with the host committee, the crew of New Orleans down in the city, in the streets. And then we also help the NFL. And last night at the game, we were like helping the fans and just directing them and making sure they're all taken care of.
So Morgan, what was it like? I imagine the energy was electric, but because we couldn't be there, paint us a picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was so many fans. There was fans, obviously from Chiefs, from Eagles. I saw a few Bills fans, so obviously I said go Bills. But it was just electric. Everybody had the most chaotic, outfits on, and just so many celebrities, and it was just a really, really electric atmosphere. It was great.
What celebrities did you see?
Mama Kelsey walked past me. Kylie Kelsey walked past me. The guy from The Bachelor walked past me. Just a bunch of people. Just so many people.
That is really cool.
Did you get to like point to the bathroom for any of them and be like, oh, it's third door on the left?
Yeah, a couple of them, like a lot of them were kind of confused on where to go for their hospitality tent, like their friends and family tent. So I was showing them mostly like, oh, go up this way, go left at the ramp, whatnot. Just a lot of families came through my.
How many of you got this opportunity?
Yeah, so we had 10 club members and then our professor, Paul Hemingway, so a total of 11 people. It was really fun.
Wow.
And where are the rest of them this morning?
Yeah, why didn't they join in?
They are over at gate B14, so they're like 2 down from us, but everyone's pretty tired. We're all just hanging out, eating some breakfast before we board. The airport is extremely busy. There was just an Eagles chant in the background. I don't know if you could hear it, but people are just stoked.
excited.
It's great. Yeah.
Let me ask, did you get any sort of souvenirs? Did you take anything from Caesar Stadium? Did you like steal a football or anything? We won't tell anybody. It's just between us.
Yeah, I wish I didn't take anything, but we did get a lot of merchandise, a lot of cool stuff. We got hats, we got stuff from the host committee, we got stuff from the NFL, just a lot of stuff that said LIX on it. And then there was NFL shops everywhere. So we got some merch, like almost, I feel like every day. Like my bank account was screaming right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Fair enough.
Morgan, what year are you in college right now?
I'm a senior.
Okay, so
this is my last semester.
This is your last semester. Does this just like put the cherry on top of a really great college career?
Yeah, for sure. From working training camp to working, the Super Bowl, like Fisher has given me a Super Bowl is probably something that obviously I hope to do when I'm older and working in the industry, but being able to work it right now as a senior in college is amazing.
So what is next for you, Morgan? Where do we go from here? Were we able to get a job with the NFL? Are we, are we working at Fisher? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm currently applying to jobs, but also weighing in the option of maybe going to grad school and getting like a master's in sport administration. But doing both options, seeing where it goes. I definitely met some cool people when I was down here. So hopefully being able to network and just continue to, grow in that realm and just find a way in somewhere.
This is definitely something to put at the top of your resume,
Absolutely.
my friend. Right to the top of the pile.
Did you get any contacts while you were there yesterday?
Yeah, actually, I was telling my professor that I bumped into the sports commissioner in DC. It ended up like pouring rain at one point, and we all were like taking cover, and she had walked over to where we were and like the people that I was with, and I just started talking to her, and she was like, I'm the sports commissioner. So I got her card, and it's ironic because we're doing like a thing with Sports Rochester, like Visit Rochester, the sports commission. So just using that tie, like it will be helpful. I can reach out to her to help us with our capstone project and whatnot. So yeah.
Awesome.
Morgan, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it, and best of luck to you with everything. I know the future is bright because of you, and this is honestly just the coolest experience. I'm so jealous.
It is. Good work. Go Morgan.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the other 10, so.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
You too, my friend. Time right now is 9:08. When we come back, we are still talking about the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it? This one, we're talking about the commercials, though.
Don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this.
Welcome back, 9/11. So football fans are talking about the game this morning, and even non-sports fans are talking about something from last night. We're talking about the ads, of course. Last week, we talked with an executive from the advertising agency, the Martin Group, about the trends that were expected to be seen during those commercials.
Yeah, and this morning we are welcoming another rep from the Martin Group to tell us his thoughts now that we've seen them all. This morning, we're welcoming Public Relations Director Chris Colton. Chris, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let's get right into it. First, your overall opinion on, let's just do the ads in general. Were there any that particularly stood out?
Listen, I think the ads in general, I'll start by saying this. The NFL won the Super Bowl. The attention of hundreds of millions of people. Their ads commanded the highest price ever, north of $8 million for some advertisers for 30 seconds. But the NFL also had one of the best, most talked about ads of the night. With NFL flag, had all the elements. It was nostalgic, set in the 80s in a high school. It was star-studded with athletes like Pat McAfee, Marshawn Lynch, and others showing off their acting chops. It was humorous with the two guys, Chad and Brad, taking on the girl flag football player that you see there on your screen. And it had a real message. Girls want to play football. Girls are capable of playing at elite competitive levels. And with the sport's debut at the Olympics on the horizon, it should be sanctioned as a high school sport across America. That was the message of the ad. It was really effective, and it got our whole room at the Super Bowl party talking.
Okay, so they obviously got, they're on the ball, no pun intended. They knew what they were doing. They knew the demo they were going after. They knew who the viewer was, and they were on point with that. The rest of the Super Bowl ads. I was saying to Abigail earlier that for the past, 10, 15 years maybe, I feel like we've all heard of just trying to use star power to sell their product. It's got nothing to do with the writing anymore. It's got nothing to do with the cinematography. They just need a big name, and they expect that to sell. Hellman's, right here. Listen, it's a great throwback to what was a great movie, but again, we're just going for star power in these things. There's, do you see that there's not as much creativity as you would like, or is that just me?
You know, I wouldn't say that there's not enough as much creativity, but you're right in that celebrity is a big theme and always will be of Super Bowl ads. When you're spending that much money, you do want to make a splash, but especially this year, you know, is a time of heightened sensitivities around politics and social messaging, and advertisers really leaned into that tried and true formula to play it safe, right? So humor and absurdity, celebrity, as you mentioned, and nostalgia. It was really like a race to see who could use their celebrities in the weirdest way. I will say some did it really well. You had Pringles with the flying mustaches of Andy Reid, Nick Offerman, James Harden, which ties into the iconography of the Pringles guy with this huge mustache. Oddly enough, it was maybe the second best flying facial hair ad of the night. You have Little Caesars with Eugene Levy's flying eyebrows. But then you do have, you know, When Harry Met Sally for Hellman's is just pure nostalgia. And then at the end, you have Sydney Sweeney, who's kind of like there maybe to appeal to the younger crowd, right? But I will say in our Super Bowl party, we're in a situation where we're trying to explain what Harry Met Sally is and why we think that's funny and captures our attention to the kids in the room. And then now I'm trying to explain who Sydney Sweeney is to the older folks in the room, you know, the boomers in that generation. So kind of like, I'm not sure it completely hit the mark when you're trying to appeal to multiple generations in one ad, and kind of practically in a Super Bowl setting, what ends up happening is we're explaining why this is funny to multiple different generations and kind of talking over it instead of paying attention to it.
In your opinion, were there any that completely flopped?
Oh, well,
come on.
I will mention one. The Coffee Mate ad for that sort of the foam on top of your coffee. I'm not sure I ever need to see that one again. You know, you have a person falling into a trance, their tongue dancing to Shania Twain, just glistening in a really maybe too realistic way, leaping out of this poor guy's mouth. I've seen it once. I don't need to see it again.
Well, too bad.
But we're talking about it today, so that might make it effective.
Yeah, we are talking about it today, but what was the product?
The product was a Coffee Mate foam that goes on top of your coffee. So I will say, I do remember what the product was. All I know is it wasn't my cup of coffee.
What happened to the days of just good good one-liners, Maxwell House, good to the last drop? Where is that anymore?
Oh, that makes you sound old.
I know it makes me sound old, but listen, you've got to sell to the whole demographic. You can't sell to just half the people. You got to sell to the people with the wallets and the ones watching the game.
You know, go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
that's all. I was just yelling.
Typical advertisers that I think of when I think of the Super Bowl. Doritos. I didn't see anything from them this year. Did they have a Super Bowl commercial?
Doritos did. Matter of fact, they had a Super Bowl commercial that was not celebrity studded at all. It was created by, they had a contest basically that said, make your Super Bowl commercial for us. And these two guys put one in. My understanding was maybe 90 minutes before the deadline. And it was the commercial with the bag, and the UFO was trying to abduct the bag of Doritos.
I do remember this.
And then so if you remember that one, I thought that was quite good and didn't rely on sort of that, you know, that overdone formula of celebrity nostalgia.
I do remember that now.
You know, and absurdity, right? It was maybe a little bit absurd, but it was pretty effective.
We did have the Clydesdales back.
Yes.
Which was
Love
nice.
The Clydesdales. Yeah, this was their 47th Super Bowl ad. You know, and this one had kind of shades of maybe Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where you have a Clydesdale who, you know, wasn't given the big position, you know, carrying the thing full of kegs, but, you know, it did save the day. It used its nose to bring the keg to the bar. And of course, it has all those feels of the Budweiser Clydesdales and, you know, the ads that I've been seeing on the Super Bowl my entire life.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the insight. It was interesting to get your perspective on it. I'm looking at it in a whole different way now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Time right now is 9:19. When we come back, we're going behind the story.
Stick around. We're back after this.
Welcome back. Time right now is 9:21.
Yes, we're once again going behind the story, getting all the latest information on some of the top headlines that we have been following for you here this morning.
Yeah, we're going to switch gears now and turn to President Donald Trump as he doubles down on his plans for the U.S. to own Gaza.
Yeah, 13 WHAM Stephanie Joseph has been following this story for us all morning. She's in the newsroom with the very latest. Steph, fill us in.
Yeah, so this is just yet another call to be able to establish some sort of ownership or hold on the territory in Gaza. We know that this was an idea first floated last week when Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as well as Trump had met together. And so in his latest remarks, he's likening having ownership over Gaza to some sort of a business venture. You hear him, quote, say that it would be a mistake if Palestinians were able to return there. I want to see if we can play that sound right here.
I think that it's a big mistake to allow people, the Palestinians or the people living in Gaza, to go back yet another time. And we don't want Hamas going back. And think of it as a big real estate site. And the United States is going to own it and will slowly, very slowly, we're in no rush, develop it.
So again, repeating those words of wanting to develop what Benjamin Netanyahu thinks. So we know that he has considered it a remarkable idea. Another thing that he said is that it should be really pursued, examined, and done because he thinks that it will create a different future for everyone.
Now, Steph, you mentioned that, but Benjamin Netanyahu appears to be one of the very few other world leaders who think this is a good idea. A lot of politicians in Congress are looking at this and saying this is a half-baked idea. They're calling it ethnic cleansing, because where does the president see the Palestinian people from here?
Yeah, and you brought up a lot of great points there. One of the things being how many people would be displaced. So that's more than 1 million people. But also, how does he plan to remove them to other places, as they will be displaced? And one of the plans would be to partner with some neighboring countries. But what those neighboring countries are saying is that they don't want to really be a part of this, even if they're not directly mentioning him by name. I'm thinking of specifically Egypt and Jordan, both rejecting outwardly the idea of moving any sort of displaced Palestinians to their territory. I want to turn now to some specific sound when it comes to that, but specifically from Jordan, saying that they are committed to ensuring that Palestinians remain on their land, as well as Egypt also saying that the displacement of Palestinians from their land through forced eviction is not okay with them. And we also have sound talking more with Trump about what he plans to do here.
It's a demolition site. It'll be reclaimed. It'll be leveled out, fixed up. There won't be anybody there. Hamas won't be there. We'll be building through other of the very rich countries in the Middle East. They'll be building some beautiful sites for the people, for the Palestinians to live in.
So obviously you heard him there sort of saying that he wants to work with other countries around there. But again, the main message from them is that they don't want to be a part of this.
And Steph, does he have any plans for carrying this out?
At this point, not really. I mean, you would have to work with those partner countries, have some phone calls, and I believe that there has been one specifically in Jordan. But other than that, you would need to work with some other areas. This is a big sort of lesson in international relations, working with all of these different countries to see if this is something that is possible.
All right, Stephanie Joseph in the newsroom for us. Thank you, Steph. Appreciate it.
Time right now is 9:25. Much more to get to coming up on ARC Rochester.
We are back after this. Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. 9:28 this morning. I'm Dan Trapp.
I'm Abby Fridman. We're going to kick off the final half hour right now by talking about Valentine's Day and a special way you can celebrate and support the community.
Yes, in your community, how about spreading a little sunshine on Valentine's Day, Abigail?
I like that idea. You can support Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp by getting their special Sunshine Valentines Day packages. Pizza, chocolate, seltzers from local businesses. What more do you need?
They've got it all. Rochester Rotary Executive Director Tracey Dreisbach joins us now in studio with more on Valentine's Day and the camp's ongoing great work. Tracey, thank you so much for waking up. And we love the Valentine's Day get-up.
Bring it out early, right?
You
So
got
we can celebrate,
to.
for sure.
For somebody sitting at home quickly and briefly, can you just talk about the incredible work you guys do at Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp? Because it's remarkable, and it's a Monday and people need to smile, and I know that work makes people smile.
Well, thank you for allowing me to do that. So for 103 years, Sunshine Camp has been serving our community, serving children and adults with special needs, free of charge to their families, and overnight residential week-long camping programs. And the impact it makes on the community, not only for the child, because everything we have at camp is designed to meet the needs of someone who utilizes adaptive equipment or has special requirements. They can do every activity that's there, whether it's the climbing wall or going into our accessible tree house or swimming or archery, you name it, we've got it. But it also is a respite for the parents, who are the caretakers, and it allows them that opportunity to have a week where they can just relax, maybe spend time with their other kids that, maybe don't have that opportunity to have the attention when a lot of, having a child with special needs requires a lot of care and, attention that the parents have to pay for the child. So it's that. And also we're training the next network of, working professionals. Our counselors are going to be your future business leaders in the community. And now they have an understanding and empathy of what it is like to work with a child who has special needs.
It is such an amazing work. And I was just taking a look at the website again this morning, and there really is so much at that camp. Splash pads and swimming and biking and I mean everything that you offer.
Anything you could see at any traditional camp, we offer, and then some. Ours is, like I said, it's all adapted. So we won't build something that everyone is not able to partake in.
And it's got to be great to see those smiles, right?
Yep. I always say you don't need to say any words. Come out and just look around and you see the impact that it makes immediately. And I don't have to say a word to you. You can get it. You understand why we do what we do.
Well, and it's all of those things that you mentioned, and it is friendships and bonds that last a lifetime.
Yeah.
It is. It so is. It's, the counselors. Actually, I'm going out with a camper this afternoon. We're taking him out for lunch, my camp director and myself. So there's different, we have these relationships and these bonds you create, whether it be marriages that have happened from Sunshine Camp of counselors, but best friendships that have happened. Children start coming at age 7. They're attending through 21 and then moving into some of the adult programs. So it's a lifelong friendship that these campers are able to create, and the families as well.
It really is awesome. And you are giving folks the opportunity to help Sunshine Camp with a very special Valentine's Day deal.
So this is great. So I call it a twofold opportunity. So you can give your loved one special Valentine's Day. These are actually hearts from Andy's Candies. We work with all local vendors, but we have many different packages. So instead of having to go to the store to buy something for Valentine's Day, you literally can go on sunshinevalentine.org, order the variety of different packages. But most importantly, in your package will become a thank you note from a camper parent. So you see the impact, and your loved one will see the impact and why you chose to do it that way. You can have them delivered. There's a fee of $20 to have it delivered, which all goes right to the charity. Or you can pick them up, and you can pick them up at Sunshine Camp or at our office in Linden Oaks. And it is, and there's also Lisa's Liquor Barn is another area, one of our vendors. So we're working Kittleberger's flowers. They're beautiful. They have such beautiful arrangements that we have to offer. As I said, Andy's Candies, Mark's Pizzeria, Lisa's Liquor Barn are all supporters of this great venture that we're doing. So,
what year does this mark for the Valentine's Day?
I think it's their 4th year.
Wow.
So people really, they liked it the first year because I feel like every year that we've talked about it, it's just a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger each and every year.
It does, and we kind of keep modifying our packages a little bit to, what worked, what didn't work, what do people want to see, what's the feedback we're receiving, and so we keep trying to add it and make it so that it's in a price point that is comfortable for everybody. I mean, you can get an a la carte option of a heart for $15, or you can go up to our top package, which is $100, and so it includes a lot of different things, because the top package is flowers, Prosecco, and chocolate. So, I mean, really, you're not going to be able to walk into a store and walk away with that. And at the same time, it's benefiting the Sunshine Camp and the thousands of kids with special needs that go to camp every year.
Yeah. I want to see if we can pull up that graphic again. It shows off some of the specials because it really is a good deal. Like you said, the flowers, the Prosecco, what was the other thing? I'm sorry, the chocolate? Was that the other thing? Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
All different packages.
We've got the squeeze.
Yes.
Very nice.
Well,
Date night.
Give her the squeeze and date night, right?
Yeah.
And it's a nice thing too. A lot of people are just doing it for friends or family, or someone will order obviously the sweetheart for their sweetheart, but they'll also order the hug package maybe for their daughter, or a family friend who they just want to say thanks for just being a friend. And it's just, again, it comes with a wonderful thank you note and a picture of a camper, and so you get an understanding of the impact that it makes by purchasing this or receiving this.
And again, twofold.
That's
for
right.
the loved one and for the love
campers.
of that camp.
Yeah, and you know what? The great part about Valentine's Day is it doesn't have to be a romantic partner.
Nope.
No.
It can be anybody. It's a day about showing people that you care about them. It's about showing love. You can send those to pretty much anybody.
Anybody, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're not love generated. It's not I love yous in it. It's just we're letting you know that we're thinking of you, and that's what I think it is really the message that we want to share with everybody in the community.
We love that.
Yeah.
Tracy, if somebody is sitting at home thinking, okay, I want one of these, I also want to donate more, or maybe they're thinking, I just want to make a donation, how can they do that?
They can do it, they'll order these on sunshinevalentine.org, but they can also go to our Sunshine Camp website and make a donation there. And we would love to have them. You can do orders online through Thursday if you want to include delivery, but
Awesome.
you don't even have to order them. We'll be available until about 5:30 on Friday at the Sunshine Camp or at our Rotary office.
Tracey Dreisbach, thank you so much
Thank
for your time
you.
this morning and for the incredible work you guys do there. Keep it up.
Well, and happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you so
yes,
much.
thank you.
Yes,
you.
you're
Really
welcome.
sweet.
We'll
Thank you.
post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Time right now is 9:35. When we come back, we are continuing to celebrate Black History Month, learning more about how a group of Black women is working to improve maternal health in Rochester.
Hey, and don't forget, if you're heading for the door, take us with you. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester is back after this.
Welcome back. During the month of February, 13WAM is celebrating Black History Month by sharing each day contributions and advancements made in our community.
We certainly are. And this morning we're taking a look at a local group of Black women who are working to change maternal health and childbirth outcomes in Rochester, one doula at a time.
Our very own Stephanie Joseph has more.
As members of the Black Doula Collaborative,
A pledge to wellness in a room at the Strong Todd House on East Avenue,
educate and inform, foster communities,
where several doulas, part of the Black Doula Collaborative at Outreach Center Healthy Baby Network, meet for training over 12 weeks.
A doula is basically a support person. They're there to support you during that laboring process, emotionally, physically.
The group started in 2019 with a mission after troubling data about pregnant Black women and deliveries.
Part of having a doula is making sure that we have better birth outcomes in our community.
According to the CDC, the maternal mortality rate was just above 50 deaths per 100,000 births for Black women in 2023, more than any other racial group.
Sometimes a lot of people come into the hospital with fear because they don't know, am I going to leave? Are we going to leave here safe? Are we going to leave here as a whole family unit the way we came in?
Pregnant Black women are also more likely to experience other outcomes like preterm births, something CEO Sharita Bullock experienced firsthand in 1994. Her daughter was born early and small, spending 5 days in the NICU.
I was heartbroken. I didn't understand what had happened. I didn't understand why my pregnancy was different.
Her goal is to help families get ahead of this.
We worked with a local foundation to train women from the community who were Black to become doulas and to work with other Black women and to provide services and care to them and to their families free of charge. And that work has grown from then until now.
For doulas, a part of the latest cohort, it's a responsibility they take pride in.
It feels like I'm a superhero a little bit, like I'm helping save people that look just like me, and someone was there to help me out, and I want to spread that.
And Stephanie Joseph, of course, is here in studio. And Stephanie, she said it very eloquently that like superheroes.
Yeah.
Because they truly are. And, you know, she said she kind of feels like one, but you are.
Yeah, and it really does make a difference to have that extra advocate in the room. Doulas, they're not medical professionals. Obviously, they don't give medical advice like a doctor, don't take that role, but they are there for that emotional support, and they are birthing experts. So for new parents, especially if this seems daunting, they're there to give information and help out to make that process not seem as intimidating. But also we know that oftentimes in medical spaces, Black women, for example, aren't necessarily heard in the same way. So having somebody there to advocate and also make you aware of the plans you had in the first place in those stressful moments, it makes all the difference.
Steph, I'm wondering, right at the very start of the story, they were reciting almost an oath of sorts. What was that?
That was a pledge that they do, and that was before the start of the session. All of them, it's on a paper, they read it out loud. In this space, the collaborative sort of acts as a way for people to just talk about some of the things that they have experienced as doulas, and it's a place for them to, you know, bond and come together. They can relate to each other, share what they're experiencing, and offer advice.
How many are there within your
35 in general from the Black Doula Collaborative, and they sort of act as the CEO was telling me, as backup doulas. So you have the 6 on staff, but if any more are needed, they're kind of that cohort there.
It is really so special. I've got to imagine that the mom that you spoke with felt so much love for her baby from, you know, complete strangers, essentially.
Yeah, that is for sure. And it's something that I've heard time and time again. This isn't the first doula group that I've spoken to. I've spoken to plenty others in the area, and they say that it really does make all the difference. And specifically for Sharita, she's been with this organization since its beginning, and this was actually her idea. So this is also like her baby. To see it grow like this is just immeasurable.
What has that been like for her?
It really was something. You know, when I was talking to her in the interview, she, you know, sat back with this and was like, this was actually my idea. And now to see it come to fruition like this and grow is amazing.
It really is. Steph, I've got to know, out of everything that you learned while working on this story, what was one piece of information that really made you stop and say, that is amazing. We're so fortunate to have that in our community?
That's a really great question. I think that there was so much that I learned and walked away with. I think one, learning about this exact space and the fact that they meet over 12 weeks. So originally, one really interesting fact is that it would take around 2.5 days typically to train a doula, but they take those 12 weeks to really go over things like.
I think it's great that, one, that this organization exists, but two, that you did this story, this specific story, because I can only imagine how many expectant mothers there are out there, particularly black ones, who don't know about doulas. Because I mean, how many parents know what a doula is unless, you know, you ask?
Yeah, that's for sure. And I know that New York State, for example, has sort of been trying to lead the charge when it comes to this, raising awareness about this, but also for Medicaid enrollees, a part of the program, doulas would actually be covered now. So for a lot of people that may not be as fortunate to afford doula services, they now have access to this extra help.
It's fantastic. Steph, we appreciate you sticking around and telling us more about this story. We really, really enjoyed it. It's such a special group.
Yeah.
For somebody who wants to learn more, I imagine you've got the contact info and everything in the web story?
Yes. Yeah.
Terrific.
So check out 13wham.com. It'll be there later on today.
You heard her right there.
Wonderful. Thank you, Stephanie.
Time right now, 9:45. When we come back, we're learning more about how one local printing company is celebrating the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're going to have more after this. .48 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. Bills fans and Eagles fans in Rochester are celebrating the team's Super Bowl victory. And a lot of people are celebrating that the Eagles beat the team out that took out the Bills.
Yeah, but one local company is celebrating because the Eagles' win means it has a brand new contract. Tiny Fish Printing CEO Antonio Esteves is here to tell us about their brand new deal. Congratulations.
Morning.
You must be so excited.
Oh, we're super. The Bills lost, unfortunately. We got a call because we had capacity, and they said, hey, if the Eagles were to win, would you be interested? And we said, absolutely. We'd love to be part of that. So we geared up. We got the presses all warmed up. We did our sample printing and then watched the game. And the moment that actually we got a call to officially start just before the game ended. So we turned on the presses and we've been printing all night.
How many shirts have you printed since had you printed when you left? And how many are you going to have to print?
So we printed 5,000 by 3 a.m. and then we're waiting to find out if so there'll be another delivery this morning if the orders are strong enough through the stores.
That is crazy. Yeah. Is it one design? Is it many different designs?
This is it. This is the official design.
The official design.
This was out on the field, so we printed samples throughout the week, and those samples are part of what's on the field. This one is just the women's shirt, but everything else is the same.
That is absolutely incredible. So where would someone, a Bills fan sitting at home this morning who's cheering because the Eagles won, where do they find the shirt?
These are going to be a local store. You'll see them at stores. I don't know who around here. So we sent it to a DC. From there, it's being shipped out to all kinds of small mom and pop stores or online distribution centers.
Is there a tag though in there that has your company name? No.
There is actually. If you look on the hologram sticker, it does say TFP, so Tiny Fish Printing, so that they could trace it back to our shop.
See that? Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something to look for when you're shopping for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little. We actually didn't even notice it until last night.
Tell us a little bit about the company. How many employees are up there?
Last night we ran 2 presses. Each press can do about 500 shirts per hour if we're running at a modest pace. And we had about 6 people in a line. So we were printing the shirts. We go around the press. One person loads. One person pulls off the shirt, down the dryer. Then 2 people are putting on stickers because there's 2 stickers that have to be on there. And then we had a different set of people kind of boxing because each box had to be packed a certain way to go to the stores.
Now, is it like a silk screening process?
Oh, yeah.
I want to take this one and look at it.
Yeah, go ahead. So it's, I think this ended up being 6 or 7 colors with a silver metallic ink.
It's sharp.
That thing is
very,
nice, people.
Yeah.
I want to see the...
So they provide everything. And they provide the shirts, and we just start printing when the time comes.
That is very cool.
Yeah. So
my God.
Obviously, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what did your family say?
Oh,
I have to imagine there was I have to imagine there was a lot of excitement. You guys are printing the championship shirts.
Absolutely. It's a little bittersweet, but we're very happy to be part of it.
Someday you'll be printing red and blue, don't worry.
We'll be there. We'll get it. Yeah, no, people are still texting us and having the community. Neighbors are coming over. People think we're able to sell them the shirt, which we can't. So, people are asking, knocking on the windows, like, hey, let me get one of those shirts. But it's very exciting. Everyone's very happy.
That is awesome.
Yeah. You originally were considered if the Bills were to go to the Super Bowl for this, yes?
We were on for the Bills AFC Championship, so kind of a similar situation. We had the presses set up, everyone was waiting. We went in a little earlier there, and so we were kind of in the shop, we were watching on the big screen. Unfortunately, they didn't win, so that means those blanks go back to the distributor. But then we got the call because we had the capacity, they knew that we had a team of people that were willing to do it, and we had all the stuff to do it. So they said, hey.
Sitting at home, some hometown company, some business, some big business, and they want to use your company.
Sure.
How do they do that?
tinyfishprinting.com is the simplest way. They can order straight on the website, or they can call our office, or they can email the sales team at sales@tinyfishprinting.com.
I imagine you guys are pretty busy right now, though.
We're very busy, and everyone's a little tired.
Yeah. Maybe wait a couple days before reaching.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Tony, thanks for coming in today.
Really appreciate it. Congratulations again. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's very cool.
Time right now is 9:53. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, our final thoughts this Monday morning.
We're back right after this. thoughts, Abigail. Final thoughts here on Arc Rochester. What are you thinking?
We made it, baby.
We made it. Another Monday down like that.
I like it a lot.
I do too.
Favorite part of the show, Daniel?
Favorite part of the show. Okay, so we had a lot of good parts about the show.
Yep.
I loved talking about the big game, the Puppy Bowl. I loved that last segment. How cool is it for Tiny Fish Printing to have something like that? That is remarkable.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I love all of the incredible work that Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp does. I can't think of an organization that makes people feel so good, so deep down.
And so many people.
So many people.
Yeah.
And for more than a century, they've been doing it. It truly is remarkable. And give credit where credit due, because everyone that works with that organization, they deserve such high praise. Keep up that good work.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Good stuff this morning.
It was a good show. And guess what tomorrow is?
Another good show.
Another good show, because it's Tuesday, and we never let a Tuesday win, people.
Yeah.
Hey, that does it for us this morning here on our
13 Wham ABC. We'll have much more live local news coming up on 13 Wham News at midday on the same channel.
We will. Have a good one.